Hey there friends, welcome to the vid, and in this vid I'm going to talk about why your symptoms are the last thing to go, and particularly why your worst symptoms are the last thing to go. For anyone who is a little bit further along in their recovery, or for those of you who aren't sure about what actually happens, you get to a point where you're not actually really anxious and your symptoms don't really bother you anymore, but they're still there. And it does take a while for them to go, even after that anxiety has stopped. So in this vid, I'm going to talk about what's going on here and what you can do about it. The symptoms of DPDR are sort of similar to physical symptoms in terms of like a cut or a graze or something like that. In that initially it's quite painful and it causes you a lot of distress and you want to know what to do. And after a little while it starts to heal. And then it does get to a point where you're just sort of getting on with your life and it is just healing in the background. And that's exactly the same with anxiety. So at the beginning with anxiety, you are very stressed and you want to know what's going on and you do things to help yourself, which get you further along in your recovery. Why is it that I no longer actually feel anxious, but I've still got symptoms? And this is an incredibly frustrating and confusing thing. And I experienced this as well when I was going through my recovery. In that I did have a period where I was highly anxious. I was on the verge of having panic attacks. You know, even having a coffee would send me over the edge sometimes. And then it sort of got to a point where, you know, I was having 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day and I was not getting anxious at all. Nothing was really making me anxious. I wasn't even really thinking about it. But the symptoms were still there, and they were still there 24/7. Granted, they were a lot less intense. So the DPDR and the brain fog and the memory issues, they weren't there as strong, and I could see the world a bit clearer, but they were still there. And this really frustrated the hell out of me. So if you're experiencing this as well yourself, I understand how annoying it is and also how confusing it is. And this is sort of like the final piece of the puzzle when it does come to recovery, because if you are still getting a little bit worried, or if it's just in the back of your mind of, well, how long is it going to take? Am I still stuck in it? You know, why are the symptoms still here? That is little bits of fuel for your anxiety. You know, it's basically like the last crying death rattles of your anxiety, sort of just gasping, trying to get your attention. And if you give it your attention, then it's gonna hold on. It's like you're reaching out your arm and you're holding onto it, and it's slowly slipping out your fingers, but you tighten your grip, you know, because you don't want it to fall off and fall away. But you've got to do that because anxiety wants to stay alive. And so what you've got to do is you've got to basically everything that you've gotten yourself to this point right now, keep on with that path. You know, and if you do notice yourself starting to slip back into those more negative thoughts, then you've got to recognize that and go, yep, okay, cool. It's just anxiety doing its thing. It's just trying to get my attention. That's all at once. It doesn't matter. I know my life is better. I know I'm on the right path. I know that I'm going to recover. And it really is just a matter of time. If you want to know exactly what to do to recover from DPDR and anxiety, then look at the Freedom course. It's the best online course available. It tells you step by step exactly what you need to do, everything that you need to look at, and I am there with you every step of the way. The link to that is in the description and also a pinned comment, so go check that out right now. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.